Have you ever felt excited about a dream and told everyone about it right away? Did you notice what happened next? Sometimes, when we speak too much about our plans, we lose the energy to actually build them. Once upon a time, in a small village near the sea, there lived a 25-year-old young man named Elias. Elias had big dreams. Every few weeks, a new idea would come to him. One month, he wanted to open a bakery. The next month, he planned to learn to paint. Then, he decided he would write a book. But Elias had a strange habit. Before he began anything, he told everyone around him about his plans. He walked through the village square and announced, "I am going to open the best bakery this village has ever seen." People smiled, they clapped, they said wonderful things. "You will do it, Elias. What a great idea. We cannot wait." Elias felt proud. He felt important. He felt like a man who was going somewhere. That night, he slept well. But the next morning, when it was time to start working, something was different. The energy was gone. He felt tired before he had even begun. Days passed. The bakery was never opened. Elias moved on to the next idea. He gathered friends and family and spoke excitedly about learning to paint. Again, people praised him. Again, he felt wonderful. And again, after a few days, the motivation disappeared. He never touched a paintbrush. This pattern continued for years. Elias announced every dream. People celebrated his words, but his hands stayed empty. His life did not change. He began to feel ashamed. He could not understand why he always failed. He had the ideas. He had the support of people around him. So why did nothing ever get finished? Deep inside, his heart grew heavy. He felt stuck. One evening, Elias sat alone by the water, watching the waves move slowly to the shore. An older woman from the village approached him. She was calm and quiet. People respected her, but she never spoke unless she had something real to say. She sat beside him and asked gently, "Elias, why do you look so troubled?" Elias sighed. "I have so many dreams, but I never finish anything. I don't know what is wrong with me." The old woman nodded slowly. "Tell me," she said, "what do you do when a new idea comes to you?" Elias answered without hesitation, "I tell everyone. I want people to know what I am going to do. I want them to feel proud of me." The old woman was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "Come with me tomorrow morning. I want to show you something." The next day, Elias met her on the beach. She bent down and picked up a small stone. Then she cupped both hands around a candle she had brought from her house. The flame burned steadily inside her hands, warm, alive, protected. Elias watched. Then slowly she opened her hands wide and let the wind rush in. The flame flickered, bent sideways, struggled, and went out. The beach felt colder. The old woman looked at him and said, "A flame needs air to survive, but too much air too soon, and it dies before it ever becomes a fire." Elias stared at the smoke rising from the extinguished wick. She continued, "Your dreams are the same. In the beginning, they are small and fragile. They need silence and protection to grow strong. When you speak them too soon, you give them to the world before they are ready for the world, and the world does not always handle fragile things with care." Elias looked at the cold candle. "But I tell people because I am excited," he said. "It feels real when I say it out loud." The old woman nodded. "That feeling is the problem," she said. "When you speak a dream, your mind receives a small reward. The smiles, the encouragement, the applause. It feels like progress. But nothing has moved. Nothing has been built. The feeling of telling replaces the feeling of doing. And once your mind has tasted that reward, it stops pushing you toward the real work." Elias was quiet. He thought about every announcement in the village square, every conversation where he had felt proud before he had done anything. He had been feeding on the reaction instead of building the dream. The old woman picked up the candle again and shielded the flame with her hands. "Watch," she said. The flame came back to life, small at first, then steady, then strong. "This is what silence does for a dream," she said. "It protects it long enough for it to grow." Elias walked home slowly that evening. The next morning, he made a decision. He chose one simple goal. He would build a small wooden shelf for his home. He did not announce it. He did not gather anyone. He simply started. Every evening after his daily work, he went to a quiet corner of his house and worked with wood. Some days he felt excited. Other days he felt tired. But because no one knew, no one asked him questions. No one expected anything. He had no pressure. He only had his hands and the wood. Weeks passed. The shelf began to take shape. Elias made mistakes. He fixed them. He learned. Slowly, the shelf became smooth and strong. When it was finished, he stepped back and looked at it. He felt something he had never felt before. Real pride. Not the pride that comes from words, the pride that comes from doing. His neighbor saw the shelf one afternoon and said in surprise, "Elias, this is beautiful. When did you make this?" Elias smiled quietly. "I have been working on it." "You never told anyone," the neighbor said. Elias nodded. "I wanted to finish it first." He had never said those words before in his life. Word spread slowly. People saw the shelf. They were impressed. But by then, Elias had already started his next project, in silence, in patience, without asking anyone to admire it before it was ready. Years passed. Elias became known in the village as a man whose hands could build anything. But he never announced his plans. He only showed his work when it was done. People respected him more than ever, not because of what he said, because of what he built. Now, think about your own life. How many times have you announced a goal and then lost the energy to pursue it? How many dreams have you spoken too early, only to watch them quietly disappear? When you share your plans before they are ready, you trade the energy you need for action for a feeling that lasts only a moment. Keep your dreams close. Protect the flame. Let your work grow in silence. The world does not need to know what you are building. It only needs to see what you have built. So, the next time you feel the urge to tell everyone about your new idea, pause. Stay quiet. Let the flame grow strong enough that no wind can ever put it out. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more stories that change the way we see life. Thank you for listening.